I don't even know why we're even talking about the Clippers. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, I mean the Clippers are great, and I love them. And maybe it'd be Chip City, but like I said, we're out here in LA, and we know that the team to beat out here is a team that's already won a championship. The team that's already won a championship this year. They've raised the
Oh,
banner in
yeah.
Crypto.com
Well,
arena. Oh my gosh, it is so magnificent. Oh, they got $500,000 extra in their bank account. Oh, Nat. Oh, Nat. The Lakers are the team out here. They already won a championship. LA is so satisfied. Shohei Ohtani's going to the Dodgers. Oh, it's so wonderful in LA right now. We are just jubilant. Come on, man. Come
I
on.
know.
I
Have you
mean,
heard though? Have you heard? They're having championship
what
hangover. They're having championship hangover. LeBron
mhm.
actually spoke about it a couple of days ago. Their championship hangover. He was asked a question about it, and so no, I think we should let he was asked a question. He was asked a
Okay.
question, and he gave an answer. So let's hear what LeBron has to say.
Okay.
How much of the 1-3 record since Vegas is that combination of things, and how much do you think is just the come down from what you accomplished?
I mean, it could be a little bit of everything. I don't know. I mean, have you seen Indiana's record since Vegas?
1-4.
And tonight, you see tonight too.
So there's something to that, probably beyond the other stuff.
Could be.
What do you think of the banner ceremony?
I think it's awesome.
Listen. Mike Hill.
I didn't see that. Why'd you spring that on me, Nat?
Because we have been making fun of this banner all week and this IST championship, but like, come on.
Right.
Now there's championship hangover. I cannot with the Lakers. They've continued basically to lose. Yeah.
Man, all respect to the great being Kobe Bryant is right now like he doing backflips in heaven right now. Kobe Bryant is like God, just let me at him. Just let me go down there and talk some sense to him right now. This is absolutely championship hangover for an in-season tournament. Now, I know they had to play an extra game. I know they had to go to Vegas, but let's not forget, man, you were playing hard for that $500,000. It's not like they had to play an entire tournament that other teams haven't had to play in. They had to play in-season tournaments just like the other 29 teams out there. All they did was play an extra 2 or 3 games. They only played one extra game because the teams that didn't make the semifinals into the in-season tournament, they had to make those games up. So you're only going to play one extra game. What hangover? LeBron barely partied after that. He squirted some beer, some champagne or whatever, and then he took off and came back to LA to watch his son play the next day. Are you serious right now? Come on. We're talking about the Lakers now. This is embarrassing.
No, it is. But, if I talk too much about it, they're going to say I'm a Lakers hater. So I'm not going to say much. I'm glad that you did it for me. I will say, though, it's been reported that LeBron James is out tonight. And they are playing a team we're going to talk about next, the Timberwolves, who are coming off of a loss. So I don't know. That might be going down as another L tonight. But, we will see. We will see.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
the Timberwolves, who have been like one of the hotter teams in the NBA. They have the best record in the NBA, even though they lost last night to the Sixers. And I feel like some people feel like this is a surprise. I think we've talked about the Timberwolves a little bit, Mike, since when you've been on. It is a surprise to me just because the Sixers, in my opinion, have always been a team that didn't demonstrate the requisite IQ that they needed on the court, like in crunch time situations. And that's not just with like the players, but also the coach, some of his decision making with respect to calling timeouts, different things. But right now, the Timberwolves are rolling. And I do think some of that experience that Ant got, playing for Team USA probably really helped, right? He was already a budding superstar, but they are rolling. And I guess my question is, I think they're going to probably win enough games that they do finish with a good seed, barring nothing crazy happening. But do we think they're a legitimate contender? And will some of these outside things that are happening with Ant in any way that we'll talk about momentarily distract or get in the way of the mission?
I will say a legit contender. They have the talent that's there. All right. When you talk about Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man is doing phenomenal once again when he's making decisions on the court.
On the court?
We'll talk about the other thing in just a second. And obviously Rudy Gobert is playing out of his mind right now too, and when he's not being choked by Draymond Green. All right. But what concerns me about this team, shoot, he got choked. He didn't ask for it. But he got choked, and Draymond's the reason he's suspended. He got choked. I'm like, in the hell. We saw it. Everybody saw it.
Hemmed him up.
Here's the thing. What scares me, and I think I said this before when I came on your great show before, was that what concerns me about the Timberwolves is I don't trust Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
Now, he's doing what he's supposed to do this year. But when you can't trust one of your top two players to do what he's supposed to do, when he's supposed to do it, and play the role that he's supposed to play and not look at the individual accolades that somehow come with, playing well or having a good team, then that's a big concern if you're a Minnesota Timberwolves fan. Look, the T-Wolves, as you mentioned, they got the best record in the Western Conference, even though they lost last night. They are playing the Lakers tonight. We'll see what happens there tonight. But Karl Anthony Towns, too many times throughout his career, has demonstrated that it's about him and it's not about the team. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if anybody's talked to him about it. I don't know, because Anthony Edwards is playing out of his mind right now, and you got the leadership of Rudy Gobert in there. Maybe his personality, maybe his attitude, maybe his perspective has changed about this team. But if he can stay, because he's super talented, he knows what the hell he's doing on the basketball court. If he can stay in that role and they continue to play together, why not? We saw it a couple of years ago when the T-Wolves got in as a wild card team. I mean, that team was exciting, and we expected big things out of T-Wolves last year. They didn't live up to the expectations. But if, once again, it's always an if when it comes to these sports things, right? If he can do what he's supposed to do, I think the T-Wolves they'll be there. I'm not going to put them in the Western Conference Finals, but they'll be there, and they'll be dangerous in the playoffs.
Do you trust Rudy Gobert? Because I'm not sure I trust him either.
But I trust him defensively. I trust him to play his part. I trust him defensively to do what he's supposed to do. That's what I mean. Do I trust Rudy Gobert to go out there and score 20, 30 points a game? Absolutely not. Do I trust him to shut down the lane, to make sure he's an intimidator, to make sure that he's clogging that lane? His guys, his defensive accolades and his awards show that he's one of the best defending big men in the game, maybe of all time.
But we also see people like Steph put him on skates in the postseason.
Well, who hasn't Steph put him? Steph put everybody on. So Steph puts everybody on skates.
But I'm
That's
saying,
not fair to Rudy Gobert.
I mean, the Grizzlies won't be there probably, but any of these younger guards, they could do it. Shea, any of them, So he could also be a weakness for them. So I'm just curious.
Yeah, you mean in the pick and roll when he has to come out and he's got a guard on that perimeter or whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Like Steph is so, and that's so dynamic. Now we'll talk about, of course, we're talking with you on, so we're going to mention Golden State Warriors sometime in the show. I don't know when it's going to come up, but I know the Golden State Warriors will be mentioned sometime in the show. But Steph is just one of those dynamic players, along with Ja Morant, where they can beat you from the outside or they can take you to the hole. So if you're a guy like Rudy Gobert, who's 7 feet tall, you're just at a disadvantage when you're put in that pick and roll situation, because he can break your ankles, take you to the hole, or Steph can shoot it from the logo and knock it down a three. So what are you supposed to do when that guy? But for a guy like Rudy Gobert, man, that paint, take care of your man. Make sure your plus minus is good at the end of the night. And continue to win if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves. Once again, it still comes down to Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns doing what they're supposed to do.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.